It's a great script. It's a great character. It's a great time to unpack. I was particularly interested with the character of Mo and Letitia's her take on this character and what that character represented, and being able to play off of a character like that. So first for me in my career, I've never seen a character like Mo. Will Will is definitely a bounty hunter, but he's not the typical bounty hunter. I think the fact that a black man as a bounty hunter in the 1800s is another rarity that we probably didn't see in that time. And so he has to use other disguises or other nuances, other faces to blend in to disguise the fact that he's a bounty hunter. And so that's who he is when we meet him. He's been tracking Tommy for some time now and finally found him. But then he is sidetracked by Mo's presence. He immediately sees that she's a female and that she holds the key, figuratively and literally holds the key. And he needs to start his snake charming type of tactics to won her over to his agenda, which is turning her in. The approach that Anthony took to this was very unique to me. Although my background is in theater, specifically the off-Broadway theater world of New York City. That was my camp, my training ground. So I understand the language. However, it's been a very long time since I've worked that muscle, right? So that's the approach that we took to this. Will's scene is maybe close to a 20-page scene, and about 15 pages of that is dialogue. We had to shoot that all as one take. The entire scene as one take. And then, we're in the desert, we're in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing to hide anything behind. So everything that you see on the set is actually real. And because of his one takes, we don't have the luxury of marks. And, we're dealing just with earth. Just earth, unmediated earth. And so, a lot of times, it's guerrilla, has a guerrilla aspect to it. His approach to the style of shooting to capture this, a lot of one shots, a lot of grit camera in your face, a lot of handhelds. And, he's using this new technique where the camera just rushes into the action. It's interesting. It was probably the first time I've ever used my theater muscle to this magnitude on a set. Letitia is I thought was a great cast for the role of Mo. Just right off the back, her ability, her natural ability to be androgynous, which I find rare. It's like freckles. It's rare, but it's beautiful. It's unique. It's almost unicorn-esque, if you will. And she possesses that effortlessly. It's not the clothes, it's not the makeup. She has this sense where she just is. It just is. And I find beauty in that. She also has an interesting approach to her process, where it's not she doesn't ad-lib, but, she has this, well, I guess, technically it's an ad-lib, but her approach to it is she looks for ways to open up the conversation, right? And make it land within the same arena just, and it becomes this thing, this dance. So she comes up to me, she's like, Michael, thinking about doing, for 30 long, he's probably thinking I'm crazy for doing, I'm like, nah. I love surprises. I said, it keeps me on my toes. She's no pushover, Mo's no pushover, and will put a bullet between your eyes at the blink of an eye. And Letitia, I'm not saying she's vicious or she's a thug, but she has that spirit, that fire in her. And I'm really, really eager to see where her career goes, and not just in Hollywood, but what she's gonna bring. I think, her take on things is refreshing. When we think of Westerns as we know them, is basically a white man's world, and you see women as subservient, black men, emasculated or, subservient. So to see, a black man, on his own horse, dressed immaculately, and able to articulate a certain shine, it was a rare, and Mo, like again that unicorn, a black woman being perceived as a man and living her life as a man amongst killers and navigating it and getting to the point where she is about to set up a situation that can change her life and her family's life. That's rare. Surrounded is the first time I've seen a story like this. The story of the black cowboy is not like, it's out there, it's known about, they're known about. But for me, the style, the way Anthony is shooting it, I don't remember I don't know when the last time I've seen something like this, with these long takes and these one shots. They're quite stunning. So no for that. And basically the character of Mo is a big first, I think, on any level, on any screen. I would hope that audiences of color will be reminded of our struggle and what's owed to us as a community and as a people. And, the topic of generational wealth, and what is wealth, and we're talking about the Wild Wild West when, the compensation of the 40 acres and the mule was a topic for conversation that was never received. So I would hope that, communities of color will remember our legacy and what is owed to us, and not saying that we know America's gonna turn around and give us reparations, not saying that, just remember the struggle, remember the history, remember our ancestors and what they fought for, and there are other ways that we can achieve that now as a community. That's first and foremost what I would hope that my community would walk away from after watching Surrounded. But for other communities, I would hope that they would walk away with some empathy and some understanding to how we got here. A lot of, unresolved issues that I think Surrounded touches on.